Diwali now. It's interesting because anytime we come to a Hindu festival, there are so many things about it because India is so huge and there's so many stories and there's gods and goddesses and there's all kinds of different things no matter different parts of India that you go to, and you'll hear different stories. So even there, you'll see there's different things, and there's all different gods and goddesses lined up, and then different treats that are all around. The story that I like too from Diwali is the story of Rama and Sita, right? So then Sita was taken away by the evil Ravana, and so then Rama had to go find him, and he was banished, and then he had to ask Hanuman, was the monkey face. Do we see the monkey face God, right? The Hanuman, and he came to his rescue, and was this big celebration coming back. Another one I really love is that idea of Lakshmi is the celebration of Lakshmi, and Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance, but also the abundance of light, the abundance of what's inside of you, the abundance of all of that. To remember that and to focus on that, and we light the light so that we bring all of that light to our homes as we clean our homes and clean ourselves out, because we all need to stop, right, once in a while, especially at this time of year. This time of year is getting darker. We don't usually recognize it as much, right? The darkest time is December. It's not in February. The darkest time is December, and then it starts getting lighter again. So we're all going into a darkness, and we think it's everything around us that is being dark because of the dark of the world. But we have to catch ourselves because it's so easy to fall into the dark. So easy. There's so many things around us that are pulling at us to pull us into darkness. And we need the stories of these gods and goddesses that stand in light, that they stand in truth. And if it wasn't for us being connected to that light, we would be overcome by the darkness. And now, more than ever, because of the changes, because there's so much going on, we are asked to step into the light, to hold on to the light, first and foremost, which means to connect to our spirituality, to connect to that light. Not to connect to our thoughts, not to connect to what we should or shouldn't be doing. We need to get into that space of surrender, of connection to the light. From the light, we will be directed what we should do. See, it's so hard because a lot of times, we go into these things and we go in with presumptions. In our declaration of intent, we see right out, in light, I do not hate any living creature. I free myself from the delusion of I and mine. In light, I am not disturbed by the world nor swayed by joy or envy, anxiety or fear. If you're not feeling that way, you're not in the light. Right? These are indicators for us. They're not things to judge us or to knock us down. They're indicators to help us. Wow, if I'm feeling that way, I'm not in the light. How can I connect to the light? What are the things? Now you need your spiritual tools, right? Now you need to dig in a little bit. I see where I am. I'm in the dark. I need the light. And in the Hindu tradition, one of the things is, yoga and that bhakti yoga with that devotion to your guru. That devotion, and it's a way of moving yourself. Now, if I have devotion to Lakshmi, I have devotion to Rama, I have devotion to Shiva, I'm moving myself out of myself into a place of light, into a place of something bigger than myself, so that I can then be cleared of all the stuff that keeps me in darkness, right? And then I walk as a light bearer in the world. And that's the process. It always comes back to it. So we say a lot in my classes, right? I say go up first, then go out. Right? We wake up in the morning and we go out first. What time is it? Put the radio on at this time. We need to go up first, always up. And if you didn't do that at that point, then stop whenever you can and go up. But go up in true devotion and worship and offering yourself up. I want to, acknowledge the light, acknowledge the darkness. Say, bring this darkness in me up to you. Let me bring it up. That's why we say, when we say we come together in our words of wisdom, we gather here together to worship with love. We want to get in that worship space. We want to get in that space where we relinquish the I and the mind so that we can be in this place for the highest possible outcome of who we are. And then as we go out into our world, we will see the highest possible outcome for our world and for the things that we need to do within the world. These are all these stories, all of the Hindu stories about all of the battles, about all of the ways that these gods and goddesses fought the darkness for us. We don't have to fight the darkness. We need to trust in that energy, in that light. Go to it. Be in it truly. And that's how we carry it into the world. It's not an easy thing. We have other words in here. I want to tell a story. I was at a party, and a gentleman that said that it was kids' party, and the kids had little sticker things and like little, shiny little jewelry kind of sticker things. And I looked at one of the little kids and I said, "Can you put the sticker right here?" So I wanted it right on my third eye, right? So she put the sticker on there, and I'm walking around, with the kids, and I've got tattoos and little things on, and someone came up to me and go, "Oh, what do you change your religion? You got that thing on your eye. A lot of people walk around my neighborhood now with that thing on their eye." So I said, "Do you know what that means?" And he said, "No." And it just means stay away from them, right? Because they're different. A lot of fear. A lot of fear. So, in my wonderful adapting of things that I like to do, I said to him, "Well, let me tell you that first thing in the morning, a person who's a Hindu, who does before they do their daily stuff, they worship, they dedicate, they spend time connecting to God. And then during that process, they put the little dot on their heads. That means they connected to God first. I think you should be staying closer to those people. Go away from them." I didn't know that's what that meant. Yeah, that's a pious person who took the time and takes the time to make that connection to the divine. I walked away. Because then they had something else to say about somebody else. But that's the thing, right? Even if you connect somebody to the light, if you want the dark, you're going to get the dark. You're going to keep going back for it. You don't just stay in the light. Don't try to change or fix anyone. I shared the story. It changed a person for a millisecond. Maybe walking around their neighborhood, it might change them a little bit. Not up to me. Right? We're not out here to go fix and change the world. We're here to walk as honestly and as closely to the light as we can in the world that we have been given around us. I was talking to somebody else the other day who had a major accident. They were all alone, they lived alone, and they had this major accident, fell, shattered bones and everything. And they had a family member coming to the house to visit just at that time before they fell. And that person was able to take them away in the ambulance. Then they were in the emergency room. And I said, "Oh, that's horrible." And they said, "No." I kept walking around the emergency room saying how grateful I am. First of all, I live alone, and I felt just as I was going to have company. I was in that emergency room, and there were so many people there, and they had all these other conditions. This could be worse. I'm still getting treatment. I'm still getting care. They turned it around. They looked for the light even in the darkness of the situation that they found themselves in. What a joy it was to be in this person's presence. but a joy. And it's all about choice. Each one of us have the choice for the light. Have a choice what stories we want to connect to. How do we want to clean up our act, to shine our lights, to keep that light shining bright? I love that wonderful song. You guys did it amazing. Thank you. Shine Your Light. That was just really beautiful. Zach's grown up with that song. Probably his mom singing it in the house. Did his own version of it. Beautiful. That idea, you know, it's saying on a mountain. It's like sometimes it feels like that, right? That the things that we are putting out there. What are you're asking me? Sand on a mountain, rain on a fountain? Silly. Right? How could my little bit of light be anything in this situation? How? Sand on a mountain, shade on a shadow, a breeze in a tornado. What does my light got to do? Just do it. Clap with one hand. You don't have to. Just do it. Stay in the light. Trust the light. Celebrate the light. We have God's, I love Hinduism. It's a God or goddess for whatever you need. Over 30 million of them. Gee, what do you need a God or goddess for? What do you need help with? You have it. It's just to show us that no matter what, you have help with what it is. Because we're so good at saying, well, you know, once, the Course in Miracles says that, you know, Jesus asked us that the message of the cross, he says, under far less severe conditions that you might be going through, teach only love, for that is what you are. I was saying that in the class, and one woman said, well, how long was he on the cross for? 3 hours? My life has been horrible for 30 years. You know? But we do it. We all do it in our own ways, in little ways. Come on. We all want to fall into that place of mine is harder than anything else. And I can't change my thick-headed mind. Or I have to change their thick-headed mind before I can be at peace. Right? It's the light. But, you know, also Krishna says, right? Not shaken by adversity, not hankering after happiness. Free from fear and anger. I call that one illumined. Connected with the light. Illumined. How do I get there? Surrender. Worship. Letting go. Come to me. Just be with me. Fill me. Let me. You know? And doing that, with giving that this time of year too, that all the sweets that are given to the gods and goddesses, thanking them for all the sweets they give us, all the richness in our lives, all this wonder. So it's beautiful to celebrate. Joyous to take in. And so my prayer for you today is that you can allow yourself to light the light that you are, to be enlightened by the divine that you connect with, in the words that you use to connect to the divine. Go there first and let you be that illumined one that connects with all, no matter what. So it is.